Welcome to the deep dive. If you're listening to this, chances are you've tried the melatonin gummies, you've put the phone away, and you still find yourself, just staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m.
We've all been there.
Absolutely. And we're not here today to give you tips on better bedding. We are here because insomnia, well, it isn't just a bad habit or a bad night.
No, it's a foundational systemic biological failure. A failure of your circadian rhythm.
And that failure has consequences far beyond just feeling groggy, right?
Oh, far beyond. Our sources make a pretty stark argument here. This is a biological crisis. Modern life, the constant blue light, the perpetual low-level stress has essentially calcified the brain's ability to rest.
Calcified, that's a strong word. It's like it's hardened our ability to perform that neural maintenance we need every single night.
It has.
Exactly. So our mission in this deep dive is to move past treating the symptoms. We want to find the biological lever. We are going to reveal a practical sonic technology detailed in our sources that doesn't just lull you to sleep.
It actively resets your internal clock. We're talking at the deepest cellular level.
It's about finding that biological reset button.
The premise is simple, but,
Right.
well, it's profound. True deep sleep is a technology. It's a fundamental design principle that we sort of lost touch with.
So the goal is to re-engineer access to that sacred restorative state.
That's it.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with the hardware. If we're talking about a full biological reset, we have to zero in on the pineal gland.
Right at the center of it all.
It's this tiny pine cone-shaped structure sitting almost exactly in the center of your brain, which is, why it's earned that nickname, the third eye. What makes this small gland the absolute master switch for our rest cycles?
It is the absolute master regulator because it is the sole producer of melatonin.
The hormone of sleep.
The hormone that dictates when your body transitions from wakefulness to sleep. Think of it as the conductor of your entire 24-hour cycle. When the sun goes down, the pineal gland should kick in.
It should start releasing melatonin, signaling the body that it's time to shut down.
Efficiently, yes.
But for so many of us, that signal is getting scrambled. Or worse, the gland itself is getting, gummed up. This is that issue of pineal gland calcification. We hear that term, but what is it really?
Calcification is the slow accumulation of mineral deposits, specifically calcium phosphate, right on the gland itself.
Okay.
It happens naturally as we age, sure, but stress, diet, and exposure to environmental elements like fluoride, they accelerate it drastically.
So it's like a mineral shell builds up around it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this shell makes the pineal gland less responsive to light cues and way less efficient at producing that precise timed dose of melatonin we need. It's like putting a crusty film over your conductor sheet music.
So we're not just talking about being stressed. We're talking about a physical breakdown of the mechanism itself.
A physical breakdown.
And that breakdown is why we feel compelled to reach for external fixes like pharmaceuticals or supplements.
Which often just mask the problem. They don't restore the gland's function. Precisely. You can pour all the synthetic melatonin you want into your system, but if the natural regulator is choked off, you're not fixing the systemic failure. We need a physical, non-invasive way to stimulate this regulator directly.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, because the science actually seems to corroborate the traditional, more esoteric knowledge.
It does.
Our sources cite some groundbreaking research, particularly from Dr. Herbert Benson's team at Harvard Medical School. There was some key confirmation back in 2016. Their work on the relaxation response. It demonstrated that specific rhythmic input,
Whether it's sound or breath.
right, sound or breath, has a direct measurable physiological effect on our nervous system.
That's the key context. Benson's work shows that rhythmic input isn't just calming, it's biologically directive. It confirms that specific rhythmic microvibrations can, in fact, stimulate structures in the brain,
Including the pineal gland.
prompting it to regulate melatonin production naturally. No external supplements needed. It's a direct physical pathway to self-regulation.
But a microvibration is one thing. How do we turn that into a practical, repeatable technology for someone listening right now?
And that brings us to the specific sonic solution documented in the source material.
The Gayatri Mantra.
The 24-syllable rhythmic frequency of the Gayatri Mantra, exactly. This is where the ancient system provides the engineering specification. The mantra is structured not just as words, but as a precise rhythmic cycle.
24 syllable.
24. And the frequency and sustained length of those sounds act as a direct stimulus to the gland. It's like a gentle internal sonogram, directed precisely at the pineal area.
Wait, let me push back on this a little because it sounds almost too simple. Are you saying that just reciting a specific rhythm can physically break down mineral deposits? How can sound actually do that?
Okay, so think of it less like a wrecking ball and more like
Right.
resonance. Calcification is rigid, right?
It's hard.
But this 24-syllable rhythm creates a consistent harmonic vibration, one that's precisely tuned to the cranial architecture. The hypothesis is that this rhythmic resonance gently encourages the relaxation of the surrounding tissues.
Which improves circulation.
It improves circulation and helps the body's own natural processes to, leach away those mineral deposits over time. You're clearing the calcification layer by layer.
That makes it sound much more like sophisticated biological maintenance rather than just wishful thinking.
It is.
And the sources claim this process doesn't just improve sleep. They suggest that restoring the pineal gland actively sharpens intuition and executive function during rest. How does that work? How does better melatonin lead to sharper thinking?
It's all about efficiency and clarity. When the pineal gland is clear and producing melatonin optimally, the brain moves into its restorative phases much more quickly and much more deeply.
So you get better quality rest.
You get better quality rest, which allows the neural pathways for executive function planning, reasoning, decision-making to be fully cleared of metabolic waste and repaired. When you rest effectively, your waking mind operates at peak capacity.
So sleep isn't a pause.
It's an active processing stage.
And this connects beautifully with the traditional context found in these sources. I mean, they weren't just guessing about this gland's importance. They understood it as central to clarity.
They absolutely did. Our sources cite the text Gayatri Mantra, and there's this powerful quote from Gurudev Pandit Sriram Sharmacharya. It's from the Akana Jyoti in 1968.
What does it say?
He was very clear. He said, and for us, the translation is roughly, sleep is not merely an act of removing the body's fatigue, but rather the rest that serves as the soul's contact point with the energy of the divine.
Wow. That completely elevates sleep from just a biological necessity we have to endure to a sacred technology that recharges our core operating system.
It shifts the paradigm completely. It views sleep as an active, high-value state of spiritual and biological restoration. They recognize that efficiency factor. When the whole system is aligned, the sound, the rhythm, the breath, the rest is profound. It's not passive.
Okay, let's dive into the core mechanics of that alignment. The big problem for chronic insomniacs, as the sources describe it, is their brains get stuck in high beta mode.
The racing mind.
We've all felt that chaotic, high-frequency stress wave state. It's the mental loop that keeps you going when you desperately need to slow down. How does this specific sonic frequency physically shift that internal chaos?
The shift is governed by a measurable phenomenon called neural synchronization. We can look at the work of researchers like Dr. Dan Hurley, his studies in the Journal of Cognitive Neuroscience back in 2014. He explored how aligning sound and breath affects brainwave patterns.
Okay.
Electrical impulses in the brain, they naturally want to mimic external rhythmic inputs.
So it's almost like a tuning fork. If my brain is ringing chaotically at, say, 440 hertz,
That's a perfect analogy.
and you introduce a powerful, lower, more consistent frequency, the brain's electrical pulses are basically forced to harmonize with the new input.
That's it. The precise 24-syllable rhythm of the mantra acts as the dominant frequency. It gently transitions those chaotic beta waves, which are characteristic of stress down the scale, into restorative delta waves.
And that transition is the crucial physical result. That's the moment your nervous system finally agrees to stand down.
It is.
The delta state is what we're all chasing, but it's so elusive for modern, high-stress people. Why is hitting that delta zone so non-negotiable for true health?
Well, delta sleep is the deepest phase of non-REM sleep, which then leads into REM. This is where the body doesn't just rest. It performs critical cellular repair.
This is the real deep clean.
This is the deep clean. This state is responsible for flushing out metabolic byproducts, including the amyloid plaques linked to neurological issues, through the glymphatic system. Think of delta as the complete system software reboot.
Wow.
Your body resets immune function, repairs muscle tissue, and crucially, clears your neural pathways. Without consistent delta, you just accumulate physical and mental damage.
And if you never hit that deep repair state because you're constantly just idling in beta, your exhaustion just compounds day after day.
It has to.
So this sonic technology isn't just a meditation tool, it's providing a reliable biological shortcut to that deep repair phase.
Absolutely. It's using the body's own natural response to rhythm to force a powerful physiological change.
This brings us back to some of the more poetic concepts in the text, which now, frankly, sound less poetic and more like observed biology. Our sources quote the Gayatri Mantra, and it states that the rhythmic sound fills every pore of the body with a divine music. If we strip away the metaphor, what is the biological interpretation of divine music?
If we synthesize this with modern understanding, the divine music is simply the vibration of cellular repair at peak efficiency.
Huh.
Every cell in your body communicates through energy and vibration. When the pineal gland is functioning clearly and the brain is synchronized in delta, all the body's repair mechanisms are operating in perfect concert. That rhythmic, coordinated cellular function, that is the divine music.
So the long-term benefit here isn't just surviving another stressful week. It's biologically engineering yourself against the chronic deterioration that leads to insomnia and anxiety.
Precisely. By consistently using this rhythmic vibration, you are actively preventing that gradual hardening, that calcification of the pineal gland.
Yeah.
You are maintaining your body's youthful ability to recover and synchronize itself. You're making your cellular structure resilient.
And the practical outcome, which is maybe the most exciting takeaway for anyone listening, is that practitioners of this technology, according to the sources, report requiring fewer overall hours of sleep.
But with vastly higher, sustained levels of energy throughout the day.
So you're trading, what, 6 or 7 hours of chaotic, beta-dominated, ineffective rest?
For 4 or 5 hours of deep, synchronized delta. It's the difference between draining a battery slowly over 8 hours and hitting a rapid, full charge in 4.
Quality over quantity.
Achieved through biological precision.
This has been a truly fascinating deep dive. For you, the listener, who came here looking for an answer beyond just cutting coffee, let's distill the core truth we extracted from this source material. This technology aims to achieve 4 primary things.
Okay.
First, pineal gland activation. The rhythmic frequency stimulates the third eye, physically addressing that mineral buildup and naturally regulating your body's melatonin production.
Getting the factory back online.
Second, it ensures melatonin balancing. It restores the hormonal system to its natural function, so you don't have to rely on external pills or supplements.
Which are just a temporary fix anyway.
Third, it delivers delta wave synchronization. By aligning sound and breath, the practice guides your brain waves away from chaotic beta patterns and into the restorative delta state.
For deep cellular repair and that all-important neural flushing.
And fourth, all of this leads to a complete biological clock reset. It offers a pathway to permanently end chronic insomnia by aligning your nervous system with its natural circadian cycle.
Maximizing the quality of every minute you spend resting.
Yeah.
If you take one thing away from this, let it be this. The claims detailed in these sources, they aren't rooted in philosophy or mere faith. They're built on biological mechanics. This is biological engineering through sound and rhythm.
I like that. Biological engineering.
The body is a highly complex instrument, and this 24-syllable frequency provides the exact tuning fork required to bring that instrument back into perfect, profound alignment.
Stop fighting your biology with willpower or external fixes. Use the simple power of resonant sound to reset it. Thank you for joining us for the deep dive.